I was driving a little south of here on Hendersonville Road past Speedy Oil Change. I had my kids in the car, and they flashed up a sign, "Save money, it's senior day." And my daughter, precious little 8-year-old, Abby, she turns to me and she says, "Daddy, are you a senior?" I clutched my pearls and gave my best exasperated gasp, and how dare you? And I explained to her that I would not be a senior for another 30, 20, 15, 12 years. That's my final offer. But as I learned about this year's honorees, I changed my tune a little bit, because if being a senior and giving the gift of yourself to our community, meeting a need, holding a hand, if that's what being a senior means, I may not be one yet, but it is what I aspire to be.
I am really honored to be here today to join you in this wonderful celebration of 8 extraordinarily giving people who have done so much for our community over the years. Reading about their contributions, I was not only impressed, but moved and heartened. They are role models for the rest of us, showing us how, through giving of ourselves, we can live our lives to the fullest.
Ms. Becky Anderson was the founding director of the Buncombe County Child Development, the director of economic development for the city of Asheville, and coordinated the Wall Street and Pack Place development projects. I would say, based on the number of people you see downtown every day, those are pretty successful projects. She became the director of economic development for the Asheville Area Chamber of Commerce, where she created the first regional film commission. Becky was the founding director of Handmade in America and also established the Center for Craft, Creativity, and Design for the entire North Carolina University system. But wait, there's more. In 2000, U.S. News & World Report named Becky Anderson one of 20 top visionaries in the entire United States. And this year, the National Women's History Project is honoring Becky's award for community development. We are so happy that she continues to use her skills and knowledge and talents to be a driving force to make Western North Carolina and Asheville a better place. Our first champion for 2017, Becky Anderson. Congratulations, Becky. And let me tell you all about Julie Bantin. She's lived in Ohio and Florida, had a career in retail, and at the age of 8, she learned to crochet from her grandmother. I love those skills that are passed down, and I think that some of these arts are dying arts, but Julie is keeping it alive, and she has crocheted a variety of items for Project Night Night, which is an organization that enlists individuals to make items for children living in homeless shelters. And just to let you know what a big deal that is, one of my coworkers, she is my age, she's in the foster, she was taken from her parents and put in the foster care system as a child. And 40 years later still has a little stuffed bear. So it makes a difference. A handmade blanket, a book, a stuffed animal, and all made by these hands. Julie has crocheted items for Ladies' Night Out's silent auction, netting $1,500. That must be some pretty good knitting you do. Some pretty good crocheting. In the winter, she makes hats and scarves and leaves them on the benches on Pritchard Park for anybody who needs them. Julie has faced some health issues herself, but you know what? She's a no excuse kind of gal. She keeps on going and continues to make blankets, scarves, and hats for those who need. Wait to hear what Dr. Mel's been up to. He was a diagnostic radiologist in Indiana. To celebrate his retirement at age 66, he hiked the Appalachian Trail. In 2012, he joined the Carolina Mountain Club and became an active trail maintainer in Western North Carolina, getting certified as a sawyer, weed whacker, and wilderness first aid responder. He volunteers weekly to help maintain hiking trails, has participated in the AT's 100-mile challenge last summer, guiding and mentoring 2 teenage boys for a week as they completed the challenge. He is an active volunteer with Habitat for Humanity, Man of Food Bank, and the Friends of the Blue Ridge Parkway. Mel drives his 4 grandchildren to school every day. At school drop-off line, how about that? That's a bear, isn't it, Mel? I feel your pain. He lives an active retirement lifestyle, combining his love of hiking and being outdoors with service by maintaining trails and educating our youth about the value of preserving our wild spaces. Our next senior champion, Dr. Mel Skiles. Mr. Roy Harris. This is your life, sir. He attended North Carolina A&T and worked as an industrial engineer for Westinghouse in Pittsburgh, moved to Asheville in 1983 to work for Rockwell in Fletcher. He is a champion volunteer at Green Opportunities. You may be familiar with their work from today's event. Mentoring and working at the South Side Garden. He serves on the board of the YMI Cultural Center and is an active member of Mount Zion Baptist Church. He is a master storyteller. Why aren't you up here, Mr. Harris? He's a master storyteller. Volunteers with the Asheville Storytelling Circle and represents the Asheville community all across North Carolina and was featured in Word honoring Black history. He is dedicated to uplifting underserved and marginalized communities. Mr. Harris epitomizes the MLK quote, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." But I want to share a quote from Mr. Harris himself. "Live and let live. We have more things in common than we have different. So let's work on the things we have in common." Which, yes, I think is a great philosophy. Mr. Roy Harris, another senior champion. Dr. Robert Yearout. Dr. Robert Yearout is our next honoree. Lieutenant Colonel, 5th Special Forces Group Airborne. Thank you for your service, sir. Robert Yearout is a graduate of VMI, served our country with distinction, including as a detachment commander in Vietnam. After graduating from VMI, he was commissioned in the Army and served with the Green Berets in Vietnam, earning 6 Bronze Stars for valor. A professor at UNC Asheville since 1987, he served on numerous boards and editorships. Dr. Yearout received several teaching awards, including the UNC system's highest teaching award, the Board of Governors Award for Teaching Excellence. He and his wife have made separate gifts to UNC Asheville, including 3 that were used to establish endowed scholarships, paying it forward, which is amazing. He retired in 2016. Again, air quotes, retired, and has inspired the next generation of faculty at UNC Asheville and beyond to exceed expectations when it comes to teaching, research, and service. Our next honoree this year, Dr. Robert Yearout. Congratulations, sir. Thank you. Janet Leder is our next honoree. She attended Boston University, then moved to California, and worked at UCLA and UC Irvine for 25 years in human resources. She retired to Asheville to do energy work and was initiated in Reiki and is a licensed massage therapist. We were talking about literal healing hands. Janet volunteers with the Room at the Inn program at Homeward Bound. A tremendous program giving women who are homeless seated massages. Janet volunteers monthly at the Senior Opportunities Center. She's done that for over 12 years, providing massage therapy. Her healing touch brings comfort and relaxation to senior participants. And she also donates massages to Asheville Community Yoga. And I love your quote. "Believe in the power of our thoughts. Our thoughts create our reality. Practice coming from a place of unconditional love. You don't know what the experience of any person has been." Our next honoree, Janet Leder. Congratulations. Miss Louise Jones of Black Mountain was not able to join us today. But at 87 years old, I would like to mention her tremendous contributions as a volunteer in the Black Mountain community. She volunteers weekly for Christian Ministries and has cooked for many local church food programs. She is a dedicated, loyal, helpful member to Mills Chapel Baptist Church. She is a mother to the motherless, a friend to the fearless, and lives and works for her community, and we will get her medal to her. And how about a round of applause for the contributions of Miss Louise Jones. Dr. Julia Capps is not able to be here today either, but her nephew, Mr. Kenny Capps, is going to accept her award on her behalf. Your aunt has excellent taste in colleges and universities because she received a master's from Appalachian State University, which is medal-worthy on its own. But then she went on to get her doctorate from a little university known as Duke. She has served the people and families of Buncombe County for over 50 years as an educator and school administrator. She remains a fierce champion for children and their education. So many people are familiar with her in Asheville, somebody who knows her through the school system, whose life she made better. She went on to serve on the board at Mountain Area, now Verner, championing our county's youngest learners. It is a school that provides early childhood education to families who might not otherwise be able to attain it. They do great things with the community garden, some great early lessons there. It's a great program she's helping out. So on behalf of Dr. Julia Capps, her nephew Kenny Capps, and we please pass along our appreciation to your aunt for us.